The climactic event of the nuclear desolation sharpened soul-searching among the leaders of the Anunnaki and raised the need to explain to the devastated human masses why it came to pass this way. Was it destined? Or was it just the result of an Anunnaki-made fate? Was anyone responsible? Is there someone accountable? In the councils of the Anunnaki on the eve of the calamity, it was EnKi who stood alone in opposition to the use of the forbidden weapons. It was thus important for EnKi to explain to the suffering remnants how that turning point in the saga of extraterrestrials who had meant well but ended as destroyers had come to pass. And who but EnKi, who was the first to come and an eyewitness to it all, was most qualified to tell the past so that the future could be divined. And the best way to tell it was as a first-person report by EnKi himself. That he had recorded his autobiography is certain, for a long text stretching over at least 12 tablets discovered in the library of Nippur quotes EnKi as saying, "When I approached Earth, there was much flooding. When I neared its green meadows, heaps and mounds were piled up at my command. In a pure place I built my house. An appropriate name I gave it." The long text continues to describe how EnKi then assigns tasks to his lieutenants, putting their mission to Earth in motion. Numerous other texts that relate varied aspects of EnKi's role in the ensuing developments serve to complete EnKi's tale. They include a cosmogony, an epic of creation, at whose core lay EnKi's own text, which scholars call the Eridu Genesis. They include detailed descriptions of the fashioning of the atom. They describe how other Anunnaki, male and female, came to EnKi in his city Eridu to obtain from him the Me, a kind of data disk that encoded all aspects of civilization, and they included text of EnKi's private life and personal problems, such as the tale of his attempts to attain a son by his half-sister Ninarsag, his promiscuous affairs with both goddesses and the daughters of man, and the unforeseen consequences thereof. The Atrahasis text throws light on Anu's efforts to prevent a flare-up of the Enki-Enlil rivalries by dividing Earth's domains between them, and texts recording the events preceding the deluge render almost verbatim the debates in the Council of the Gods about the fate of mankind and EnKi's subterfuge, known as the tale of Noah and the Ark, a tale known only from the Bible until one of its original Mesopotamian versions was found in the tablets of the Epic of Gilgamesh. Sumerian and Akkadian clay tablets, Babylonian and Assyrian temple libraries, Egyptian, Hittite, and Canaanite myths, and the biblical narratives are the main body of written down memories of the affairs of gods and men. For the first time ever, this dispersed and fragmented material has been assembled and used by Zecharia Sitchin to recreate the eyewitness account of EnKi, the autobiographical memoirs and insightful prophecies of an extraterrestrial god. Presented as a text by EnKi to a chosen scribe, a book of witnessing to be unsealed at an appropriate time. It brings to mind Yahweh's instructions to the prophet Isaiah, 7th century BC. Now come, write it on a sealed tablet, as a book engrave it. Let it be a witnessing until the last day, a testimony for all time. Isaiah 30:8. In dealing with the past, EnKi himself perceived the future. The notion that the Anunnaki, exercising free will, were masters of their own fates, as well as the fate of mankind, gave way, in the end, to a realization that it was destiny that, when all was said and done, determined the course of events, and therefore, as the Hebrew prophets had recognized, the first things shall be the last things. The record of events dictated by EnKi thus becomes a foundation for prophecy, and the past becomes the future.